ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Hold it, you're not that pretty. I'm a bad man. Wait. I shook up the world. I shook up the world. I shook up the world.
I bear witness, there's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. That's what I said, Larry, on the bungle fight. Thanking you.
They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.
How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Pieces and blessings upon all my AKHis and all my sisters out there. Welcome to In the Corner, episode 2 with your broski AKHi. Subscribe and click on the notification bell. Today, I'm announcing a giveaway because obviously I hit 50K thanks to all my AKHis, thanks to all of my AKHi family. So with that being said, I'm going to try to be as generous as I can. So I'm doing a giveaway in which I'm giving out AKHi merch to multiple people that's going to enter the giveaway. So all you got to do is tomorrow, I'm actually going to post 2 videos that I want you guys to share on multiple social media sites, such as Facebook, Instagram. If you have Twitter, that's like a bonus, but you don't really have to, because I know a lot of people don't use Twitter. But if you do, there is a little bonus. So I'm going to try to select as many people as I could afford to, and I'm going to give a lot of AKHi merch away. I'm going to send it towards you guys. So one way to contact me once you share these 2 videos is through Instagram at AKHi TV. Is always in the description box. But for the people that don't know, is AKHi_T.V. Hit me up on AKHi TV. All you got to do is show me the receipts of you sharing these 2 videos. It's going to be me knocking out a decaf back to rehab, and also my anniversary wedding. So I'm going to post a wedding, and I'm also post me knocking out a decaf. I want you to share both of these videos. If you do, you got to do it through Facebook, Instagram. Post the link in your description box on Instagram in your bio, and then post the story of, basically the video and be like, hey, check out the link in the bio. Do the same thing for the link on Facebook. Just share the link on Facebook. On top of all of that, you guys have to follow my secondary channel, which is AKHi. I haven't made up my mind on what I'm going to do on that channel in particular, but I'm going to leave all these videos, including the new channel, in the comment section below. Also, you have to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Like I said before, I'm going to provide all these links in the comment section once this video is up. All you got to do is just go back to the comment section and look at the steps you have to do in order to win the merch. Like I said, give me like a day, because tomorrow I'm going to post the videos that I want you guys to share. So I'm going to include the links for those videos as well in the description box and also in the comment section of this video if you want to enter the giveaway. Like I said, I've been humbled by the love and support by all of my AKHis. So I'm going to try my best to give away as many gifts as I can, as many merch as I can. It's going to take possibly up to a month. I'm trying to hit you guys on Christmas, early Christmas present. Like I said before, I hit 50K, and I was promising all my AKHis once I do so, I'm going to do a giveaway. So here there is. I just hit 50K the other day, and I'm already close to 52. So like I said, I've been humbled by all the love and support. All of my AKHis always, ask me what's the best way to support, because of the obvious reason. I mix, master, engineer, produce all of my work. I'm also part of New Media. New Media is the whole absolute truth, not 5%, not 10%. 100% of the whole absolute truth every single time when it comes to every single topic, when it comes to boxing. So with that being said, if the best way to support, if you want to bring awareness to whatever video you want to bring awareness to, is always share. You know, you can always share it on Facebook or whatever social media you use the most. So with all that being said, like I said, I appreciate the super chats. I always appreciate the love. I always appreciate all my AKHis that you know, share and supported me from day one. This is for my A1s, for my day ones in the chat box. So like I said, to enter the giveaway, all you got to do is just complete these few steps. And by doing so, you have a high chance of, you know, winning an AKHi merch. If you want to be dripped up like AKHi, you know what I mean? I'm going to see if I could give some of the hats away as well. Lonzo Thompson blessing me already. You know what I mean? I appreciate the super chat, my brother. So like I said, you know what I mean? To all my AKHis, all you got to do is, you know, share, send me the proof through Instagram, just screenshot whatever you did. And I'm glad, I will gladly, you know, put you in the sweepstake to win AKHi merch. Like I said, the chance of you winning the AKHi merch is pretty high because I'm giving out a lot of merch. It's not like I'm giving out just 10. I'm going to try to do my best to give out 30, 50. So with that being said, I appreciate the love and support, and let's go ahead and...
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
So shout out to Lonzo Thompson. Shout out to John. Shout out to OG Swag in the house. Shout out to all my AKHis. I haven't been seeing RJ lately. I don't know if he changed his name on the chat box, but shout out to all my AKHis. You know what I mean? So go ahead, start off. So obviously we have a late night edition tonight because of the fact that Fortuna, he had a fight with Lazada. I think that's his name. It was a good fight. You know, Lazada was like a 6 feet tall at lightweight. You know, however, he don't know how to fight tall. From what I've seen, he was standing up too tall, and he was just a sitting duck for all Fortuna haymakers. You know, it was an explosive performance by Fortuna, and I would love to see Fortuna fight Devin Haney next. Like I said before, Fortuna, he's been talking a whole lot when it comes to Devin. However, when Devin was trying to fight him, he turned it down in order to fight fighters that's pretty much going to get him in position to be a mandatory. But what's the purpose of you becoming a mandatory when you could get a title shot straight, you know, right away? Just like all the decafs in the chat box, you know, all the decafs in the chat box, they will say anything and everything but call in. So, like I said, if you disagree, all you got to do is call in, you know. So, Fortuna, obviously, versus Devin Haney, that's the fight to see at lightweight for the WBC, because Fortuna, I don't know if he became Devin Haney mandatory yet. He was supposed to fight Linares, but obviously Linares got tested for COVID. However, the Lazada fight, we really can't tell how good Lazada was. I think he had 5 losses. And, you know, he a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. Fortuna looked tremendous in it. But, you know, let's see Fortuna now against Devin Haney. Hopefully that's the fight Fortuna wants now. After a tremendous victory against Lazada, who's a tall fighter as well. Taller than Devin Haney, but he just doesn't know how to fight tall, and he doesn't have Devin Haney attributes. With that being said, but you know, I really want to focus on a situation that took place, an incident that took place 2 days ago. Foster versus Roman. So Foster is a hot prospect. He's the silver WBC champion right now, and his trainer Bobby Benton, he busted Roman, his opponent, tampering with his gloves. He was wearing Reyes boxing gloves, and they were tampered with. The padding was not distributed the right way on the knuckle area. Matter of fact, on the knuckle part, it had no padding whatsoever. So this glove got proved by the commission. However, after Bobby Benton busted Roman trying to get away with dirt, the commission took notice, and because of all the Deontay Wilder drama that's going on right now with the glove gate, they actually did the right thing by hosting them gloves hostage for the moment. They did not allow Roman to fight with them gloves. Matter of fact, you know how there's there's secondary gloves. There's always two pairs. One, if the first one is messed up, or the opponent doesn't want this glove to be used, they could always use the secondary pair. However, the commission threw out both pairs for this fight because they were both tampered with, just to show you what kind of corruption we're dealing with. Now, the commission did not bust Roman. It was not the commission. It was actually Foster trainer Bobby Benton. So I'm going to talk about all this, in a few. Like I said before, the truth will always come out. You see these decafs talking, foolish, but all they doing is making themselves look like a bunch of fools. That's why they won't call in. That's why they don't have no cojones to call in, because like I told you guys before, 3 things that will always come out is the sun, the moon, and the truth. It's destiny for them to come out. It might take a day for the truth to come out. It might take a year for the truth to come out. But eventually the truth will always come out and expose the hypocrites, the liars, and the cheaters. So with that being said, we're going to talk about all that tonight. And as far as if there's any decaf in the comment section, always notify me if there's a decaf, because they get a VIP ticket straight to Debating AKHi. You already know what time it is.
They call me the problem, but you can call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.
I wish a decaf would call in. Anybody can get it. Even my own AKHi could get it. So don't make me, don't let me do you dirty. But obviously, we already know what time it is. These decafs will say anything and everything in the chat box, being keyboard warriors, but they don't have no cojones to call in. As soon as the live is over, they in the comment section being keyboard warriors, saying anything and everything. But when I'm on live, when I'm calling these decafs out, they being a no-show. Like I said, I recently discovered these decafs don't have no cojones. They have female parts. So I see there's a lot of decafs in the house, but I don't see nobody calling in. I see a lot of you guys in the chat box, but I don't see you guys calling in. So with that being said, you already know I'm the decaf slayer. That's why these decafs don't have no cojones to call in. But OG, make sure, if somebody being disrespectful in the comment section, put him on timeout or put him in his place. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it, OG. But let's go ahead and talk about the first topic before we dive into glove gate, so on and so forth. The number is in the description box. It don't take a genius to figure that out. The number is in the description box. Trey Dior, appreciate the love and support, my brother. Like I said, I haven't received one call. Tell them, call in. That's what it is. I told you guys, these decafs don't have no cojones. We wish a decaf would call in. I'm trying to feast on a decaf or two. However, that's what tends to happen. But so Errol Spence came out the other day and he told Crawford to keep his name. My key OG. We need a couple more ranches, bro, for when I'm not here. JJ Lease and Jones for sure. OG, you already know what time it is. So go ahead and take care of business for me. Shout out to Vegas. So if a decaf do call in, make sure you announce yourself. So Errol Spence, he came out and he told Terrence Crawford to keep his name out of his mouth, because when Bud was asked about an Errol Spence fight, he said, I don't need an Errol Spence fight. He said, I'm fine without an Errol Spence fight. I'm already a Hall of Famer. So Errol Spence responded by stating, well, keep my name out your mouth then. So, I mean, I don't understand why fighters, you know, like Crawford and Errol Spence, they always say, oh, I don't need Crawford, and vice versa. You know, Bud would say the same thing about Errol when they both need each other. We already know what time it is. This is the fight of the decade. They both need each other. So, in my humble opinion, I just think that's just all leverage talk. I think Bud says things like that in order to have leverage on the negotiations table. He don't want to seem desperate for the Errol Spence fight, so he won't get lowballed. At least that's how I'm viewing it, because, I mean, Terrence Crawford throughout the years always, you know, mentioned the fact that his main objective is to get the Errol Spence fight. The number one fight that he wants is the Errol Spence fight. So out of nowhere now, you know, he, like I said, on more than one occasion, he said if he will never fight Errol Spence, he will be fine with that. Even Andre Ward disagreed with that, because Andre Ward said, if Terrence Crawford retires without fighting Errol Spence, I don't think he could live with that. He's not going to be able to live without the fact that he did not fight Errol Spence and prove the doubters wrong. So even Andre Ward, who knows Terrence Crawford personally, knows how bad Terrence Crawford wants to fight. So I don't understand when, like I said, fighters that keep coming out claiming that, yeah, I could care less about that fight. You know, I'm good if I retire without that fight. When we know both Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford need each other. It takes two to rumble. Errol Spence needs Terrence Crawford pound for pound number one status, and vice versa. So, like I said, I don't understand why, you know, fighters always do that. But in my humble opinion, it's most likely due to leverage. Errol Spence recently came out and said a 60-40 split is what he wants to make the Terrence Crawford fight. Even though it's a little premature to talk about cuts and stuff like that, until they actually start negotiating. If we start hearing about splits, then that makes sense. However, now, you know, ain't no telling when the fight is going to happen, because Terrence still with top rank. In the meantime, like I said, Terrence Crawford did say it's either 50-50 or there is no fight. They had this conversation even a year ago. Remy only. Appreciate the love and support. So, well, Tamaza, what's your area code? What's your area code? It's 1 cent per minute. What are you talking about? It's gonna, the rates ain't that high, man. I don't know how much a penny costs where you at, but go ahead and tell me your area code. I'll go ahead and knock a decaf out real quick. So we have 850. Someone said the 850 area code. Well, we got 27, so hold on. 27. Oh, nah. 850. How you going to announce yourself, then dip out of the live as soon as I'm about to answer your call? 850 just dipped out on us. 850 don't have no cojones. Hold on, let me see the next decaf that said they in the house. Yes, sir. It's gonna be bad for whoever step in that ring, and I hope it's Tyson Fury. But I'm talking about how you. There is no 27 plus 27, 27 in the press conference. That's 206, 651, but there is no 27. There is no 760. I don't know why you guys. That's what that's the BS I'm talking about. Y'all keep throwing out numbers that don't even exist. But we do have the 206, so I'm gonna go ahead and see what he's about. So the 760 is not here. How you doing? Who
Hello?
this is and where you calling from?
My name is Takadu, and I'm calling in from Seattle.
What's going on? So you disagree with Deontay Wilder? You don't believe the allegations?
No, I believe it. I just wanted to say something real quick so you can get back to debating with everybody.
So you believe so you believe Tyson Fury cheated?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Hell yeah, Tyson Fury.
Yeah, man. You say how you go, man? You know we were waiting on a decaf. How you gonna trick me like that? But go ahead. Go ahead, speak your mind.
Yeah, my fault. But yeah, what I was gonna say is I watched the video where Fury's trainer and his coach pretty much exposed Tyson Fury for cheating. The video just came out recently, but one of his trainer was trying to. His trainer pretty much brought out the gloves that Tyson Fury was wearing, and he's trying to explain that, that they're brand new, but they just kept flopping in the video. So he just pretty much exposed Tyson Fury for wearing, just like tampered with gloves versus Wilder's stiff gloves, puffed up gloves. And then coach also mentioned that Tyson likes to tape up his wrist closer to his wrist, right? Is what his coach said. And when you see the videos, you can see the tape pretty much coming out from underneath the glove. So if the tape is closer to his wrist, then that just automatically proves that his wrists are way lower than they're supposed to be. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
the evidence are overwhelming. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean Nicholas Asbury and Asbury, the coach as well, they both exposed them with footage. There's footage, there's pictures that they have in which obviously I reported on it. So like I said, the evidence are overwhelming. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you calling in and giving your insight on the matter.
Yeah, man. Hey, keep up the good work too, bro.
I appreciate it, my brother. Thank you. See, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up all my keys, you know what I'm saying, and they calls. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna ignore the decafs because they over here capping. You guys ain't doing nothing but a bunch of caps. So like I said, when it comes to Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, there's been a lot of going back and forth on the split. There's no question about it. Errol Spence is the A side because the A side is all. When we talk about A side, is about how much money you're bringing in, and Errol Spence is obviously bringing in more money than Terrence Crawford is. Don't get me wrong, Terrence is a huge star as well. In order for Errol Spence to have the fight of the decade, he gonna need that dancing partner, in which is Terrence Crawford. So, like I said, a lot of people. I posted a poll. It was 60%, 50-50. And then the other 40%, they favored Errol Spence as the A side and having more or the bigger slice of the pie. So with that being said, like I said before, I think it would be wise for Terrence Crawford to make it clear without no hesitations that, hey, I want that I want the Errol Spence fight as bad as I want to breed, period. And leave it at that. You know what I mean? Because when it's all said and done, you want people to look back and be like, okay, well, Terrence always wanted to fight from the jump. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and dive into the next topic real quick. Almani, I appreciate the love and support. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. Thank you. So Benavidez, he called out Canelo Alvarez for pretty much. Benavidez came out and said Canelo is whack for being a diva, giving Smith 5 weeks to train. He only gave him a 5 weeks training camp because he was negotiating with Caleb Plant first for the longest, and all of a sudden he turned his focus back to Caleb Plant. So that was a diva move, according to Benavidez, in which he said, is it just me, or is it kind of whack that the great Canelo gave Caleb Smith 4 weeks to get ready for a fight? Laugh out loud. Shit weak, to be honest. Then he obviously received a whole lot of backlash for making those comments, because Canelo fans, they see no better. So they were going hard at Benavidez, in which he came out and said, next person I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna give him 3 weeks notice, since you think there's nothing wrong with that. Laughing emojis. And then he also posted a picture, and he said, my reaction when I heard Caleb Smith got a fight with Canelo instead of me. You know, he posted a Birdman, put some respect on my name. So Canelo needs to put a lot of respect on his name, because like I said before, when it comes to Canelo, we have to put the bar a little bit lower. So when he fights a Caleb Smith, we have to be happy. Even though Caleb Smith pretty much, he got robbed. I mean, he robbed his opponent his last fight, a short opponent in which he pretty much got robbed against Caleb Smith. So when Canelo Alvarez fights a Caleb Smith, we have to be happy with that, because we already know when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, the bar got to be extremely low. It can't be that high, because Canelo always disappoints the fans every single time. So as long as it ain't an Avini, a fighter who's coming off a loss that he requested in order to fight for the vacant WBC title, as long as it ain't a guy like Rocky Fielding. Smith is a decent name, to say the least. You know, it ain't the best name. Obviously, Caleb Plant was a better choice. I don't know why all of a sudden he turned his focus away from Caleb Plant and focused on Smith. Maybe it's a stylistic thing. Maybe that's a fight he wants to take after a tune-up with Smith, because he had a short, a kind of a, I believe like a year layoff. Luke Garcia Universal says, you ducking him, set him straight, G. Where is Universal? Where you at? What's your number? What is your number? So I'm going to wait on it right now. Go ahead, drop your area code. What's your area code? Because these decaf will say anything in the chat box. You can't believe them. What's your area code? We waiting on it, Universal. The time is clicking. John C., I'm going to get you in a few, but I want Universal. What's your area code so I could pick up your call? What is your area code in the press conference? See, he haven't responded yet. We still waiting on Universal, but he haven't responded yet. Decaf alert. A man with no cojones, equivalence of a female. Universal, where you at? You a universal decaf that don't have no cojones. Where you at? Where is the number? What number? You keep saying here's the number. I don't see no number. I don't see no number. We still waiting on you. He said plus 46. There is no plus 46. There is no plus 46. See, these decafs, I know you decaf don't have no cojones, but don't waste my time because you killed pretty much a couple minutes of my time, and you're going to get blocked if you don't call in. We got to sit these decafs straight. So 46, I don't see no plus 46. There's 96, but there isn't 46. So there is no plus 46. There's 96, but there is no 46. So obviously he capping. So if Universal says anything else, just go ahead and block him, because like I said, that's a waste of time. When you waste my time, I'm over here waiting on you, and you just waste my time, you getting blocked. I'm waiting on you. You keep saying how, but you know what time it is.
You don't know shit about boxing.
You better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son.
You better not duck me, Universal. You at my university. I'm taking your ass straight to school. That's why you ain't calling in, but yeah, cap. Keep capping, because like I said, there is no 46. You already know my resume. So just go ahead and block Universal. Go ahead, block Universal. Somebody take care of him, because like I said, we waiting on him and he won't call in. So, like I said, when it comes to Canelo, we have to put the bar higher. We want the Charlos of the world. We want the Charlos, the Andrades, but we have to settle with a Smith. That's better than an Ivini fight. So at the moment, Canelo Alvarez is a free agent, so he's free to do whatever. Canelo Alvarez, he settled with DAZN out of court to have a working relationship without being exclusive to DAZN only. So Canelo Alvarez in the near future, he could make the Charlo fights. He could make a lot of different fights with PBC, and even fights with ESPN if Bob Arum ever has a fight for Canelo Alvarez on the table. So Canelo, he still have a working relationship with DAZN from my understanding, but he's just not exclusive to them anymore. So with that being said, Al Heyman still could present Canelo a lucrative offer, maybe like of close to 30 to 33 million to make the Charlo fights and the fights that Canelo been avoiding for the past 5 years.
To this day. To this day. To this day. Bomb Squad!
Universal. Yo, man, y'all frying Universal. Like I said, he in a different university, man. 683. 682, Jean. All right, man. You asking for it. How you doing? Is this John? Hello? Hello? Is this John? Can you hear me? John. Oh, man. What's going on with you decafs, man? Y'all doing nothing but wasting my time. Hello? Look, John went speechless. Don't turn off your phone, man. You keep bugging me in the chat box, but as soon as I pick up your call, now you go in ghost mode. All right, hold on. Let me see what's going on. Hello, John. John. Man, these decafs ain't trying to debate. I'm telling you, the truth is these decafs kryptonite. These decafs don't have no cojones. They have female parts. They say anything and everything on the chat box, but as soon as I pick up their call, they disappear. So Jean is knocked out. This is already like 3 bodies that I knocked out before they got into the ring. So Jean is exposed. Universal is exposed. Man, y'all decafs are pathetic, man. Y'all decafs are pathetic. Who this is and where you calling from?
So what up? Yeah, this is Jay calling from the Bay.
What's going on? So you want to debate about the Deontay Wilder topic?
Nah, I'm not no decaf.
Oh man,
I was actually going to debate you on the what you said about Crawford and Spence.
Crawford and Spence. Okay, talk to me about it. What's up?
Yeah, but before I go there, about the Tyson Fury scandal with gloves, pretty much how you format your show, you pretty much format it as if you're sitting in a court of law. And that's why people are so afraid to call in, because they realize that they can't just say anything.
Right, that's
they
what I'm saying.
Have to give solid answers.
Yeah,
if you go to a
there's
court
no
of
deflection.
Law,
there's
you
no
can't
deflection.
Troll.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't troll. You can't, like, that shit won't fly. You'll actually be required to answer a question like, say, hey, what's up with those gloves? Do you agree that those gloves look, wrong? They can't just like, well, did Deontay Wilder say anything? Like, they can't answer that way. They actually have to answer a solid question. So that's why they're so afraid to call in, because you pretty much set it up like a lawyer.
Right.
So
yeah, you figured it out, man.
That's just giving you kudos on how you deliver this, how you disseminate the information. They just can't avoid it.
Yes, sir. And that's why I got these decafs shook, man. I mean, like I said, I've been for the past 30 minutes, I'm over here trying to figure out when a decaf gonna call in. They stay capping in the chat box. So I'm gonna just leave the chat box alone.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave that alone. But yeah, let's go ahead, because I know you called in last time, I think, on my last show, and we had a great talk about I forgot what topic in particular, but yeah, go ahead. So how you feel about the Terrence versus Errol Spence?
It was about the glove. It was about the glove, talking about how it wasn't about the weight, it was about the distribution and how it can get past the commission easily because they don't check anyway. So that was the call, but it was a while ago. But you had said that Spence needs Crawford. And I just don't agree with that. I think that Spence has gone without Crawford to pretty much do everything he had planned to do.
Well, let me rephrase that. I think they both need each other. Terrence does need Errol Spence more, because Errol Spence, he still got a Canelo Alvarez fight on the table. Maybe. It's not 100%, but he can get an a Canelo Alvarez fight at 160, and that's huge. A win like that is, it takes him to a superstar status. And, like I said, Errol Spence do have a lot of names on his side on PBC. So Terrence does need him more. But at the end of the day, they both need each other, because this is like Errol Spence having his Hearn in his division, but only fights a haggler, which is Canelo, but he won't fight his Hearn, Terrence Crawford, right? So I just feel that, they both need each other at the end of the day, but you are correct, that Terrence does need him more. And let me read this super chat real quick before I get you to take 40 boxing. Them decafs are pulling. Oh man, it disappeared.
They pulling a Curtis Harper on you.
Hold on, I gotta find it. They what?
That's it.
Oh, them decafs are pulling a Chris Harper on you. Yeah, man. Like I said, they I know they heavy in the chat box, but they won't call in. But yeah, so go ahead. Get your response on that as far as the Errol Spence thing.
Yeah. Here's why. Yeah, you're right. They both, I suppose, that they could, I would say, since he would benefit from a Terrence Crawford fight. Like it'll really, it's a legacy fight for him. But I don't think he needs it because he can still move up and be great, and his legacy can still be paved and passed. And pretty much Crawford, he's kind of coming to the end of his career without having that, you know, that stamp on it, you know, and that stamp requires sense. And just like you said, like with the what is it, the Marvelous Four? I forget what they call
the Golden Era, yeah.
What is it? Fabulous Four?
Yeah, the Fabulous Four.
Yeah, the Fabulous Four. Yeah, like I didn't like when they had that Relentless special with Terrence Crawford and Andre Ward when they were speaking. And they were like, yeah, you know, you're pretty much like, you know, one of the Fabulous Four, you know, it's just not your fault. And, you know, pretty much like coddling him. And it's like, dude, you can't claim that Fabulous Four status if you haven't fought none of the other Fabulous Four. Like, you just can't do that.
Right.
You know, whether it's your fault or not, that's another thing. But you can't sit up here and say, well, you know, I feel like I've done everything I needed to accomplish and I don't need them. And it's like, hold on, hold your horses, cool your jets, because we were watching you. We were paying close attention to you because we thought that you would be taking this energy to go over there to fight these guys. That's the whole reason we were watching you. We weren't watching Spence to watch him fight you. We were watching Spence because sky was the limit with him. And Floyd said years ago, hey, the super fight in the whole end of it is Canelo and Spence. You know, and Spence gave him a black eye. So when he said that, it was around the same time. When he said that, everybody's like, okay, Spence gonna be that guy that goes up and fights Canelo.
Right.
And so when Crawford's saying, hey, you know, I don't need those guys, it's kind of like, well, dude, give us our money back, give us our attention back, because that's why we was placing it on you, because you were supposed to be the guy that was supposed to ruin Spence's plans. You were supposed to be that X factor that came into the welterweight division and being the one guy to be able to beat the boogeyman. And for him to kind of get, you know, kind of build his whole name up off of it, because, you know, that's what Bob Arum does. He uses other fighters to build up his fighter's name, and Spence was that guy. And when it comes down to the get down, you talking about you don't need him. Like, nah. You needed him before when we was watching your fight. We didn't watch the Khan fight because we wanted to see you fight Khan. We didn't watch the Brook fight because we wanted to see you fight Brook. We wanted to see how you would do versus Brook within mind of how Spence did versus Brook. You know, that's the reason we watched that fight. We didn't watch you fighting Jeff Horn because we wanted to see you fight Jeff Horn. We wanted to watch you fight Jeff Horn so you could fight Manny Pacquiao. So you really did nothing that really satiated us to make us like, okay, you can leave out of the sport now and we'd be satisfied. Like, hell no. That shit you did at 140, great. Hats off to you, historical. But dude, you milking that. You on 147 now, man. What have you done for us lately?
Yeah, what I say to that is, you know, he did say, I do need the names at some point when it was the lead up of Kell Brook versus Terrence Crawford. Terrence had an interview with Andre Ward, and he mentioned that, you know, Sugar Ray Leonard had the names. That's why he became a great. So he pretty much, the way he put it is that he's saying that he's a Hall of Famer, but in order for him to be a great, he has to get these names on his resume, like the Keith Thurmans, the Sean Porters, and the Errol Spence. You know, you mentioned Errol Spence. That's a name, I'm telling you right now, he's just saying that because he don't want to seem desperate on the negotiations table. He want to say like, oh, I don't need you.
True.
You know what I mean? If I don't get a 50-50 cut, I'm not fighting you. It's because all this is just, you know, negotiations talk. It's not for real. I'm telling you right now, Terrence want that fight. He's just saying that for leverage. But when it comes down to the get down,
nah, you know what?
Yeah,
right.
When it comes
right,
down,
because when he comes to the table,
yeah,
when they both come to the table, he ain't gonna be negotiating from a lower position. He's gonna be negotiating from the highest that he could have put himself in.
Right. So yeah, he don't
even
want
if he don't, because
yeah.
you had said he wanted 50-50, but nah, he actually said on the live with Boxing Baby, the female on live, he
What
had
he say?
said, no, I want 60-40 in my favor. If it ain't that, I ain't fucking with it.
See,
So
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's all leverage.
so yeah,
It's all he wanted to try to
yeah,
act like the A side. And that's what you got to do before going into negotiations. Because see, where I'm from, the country I'm from, is like there's no prices. Unlike in the United States, there's prices everywhere. So you go buy 3 oranges, they will tell you, for example, I'm just give you an example, 3 oranges for $1, right? He gonna tell you that, but you're gonna be like, oh, I only got 25 cents in my pocket. And then you kind of have to meet down in the middle, which is it becomes 50 cents and you pay 50 cents. And that's what I think Terrence is doing is like, oh, I'm the A side. I want 60-40. Errol Spence is saying he wants 60-40. So Terrence's plan is as long we could meet down the middle 50-50, I'm cool with that. But I'm pretty sure if Errol Spence is demanding 55 of the split, I'm pretty sure Terrence will take it. Now, the other fights that, I still want to see Terrence Crawford against is the Keith Thurmans, the Sean Porters, and the Ugas. I think all these fights are great legacy fights for him as well, on top of the Errol Spence fight. So I don't think the Errol Spence fight is just, to settle the deal. I also think he needs other fights. But obviously, like you put it, the Errol Spence fight will stamp his legacy as the great fighter he wants to be recognized. But let me go ahead and dive in with you on this topic. A fighter on the come up. His name is Foster. He's a hot prospect. He has a trainer named Bobby Benton. So Foster had an upcoming fight this week in which his opponent Roman, he got busted tampering with his gloves. He had tampered gloves that was proved by the commission. So keep that in mind. These gloves were proved by the commission. Now, Foster trainer Bobby Benton, he busted, Roman trying to cheat. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what he had to say. Give me a second.
All right.
I'm about to show it on the screen. Bobby Benton stated, I'm not sure who's at fault, Reyes boxing gloves or Team Roman, but the gloves they sent had no padding in them at all. I will not let my fighter get cheated. Safety of the fighter is what they always say, but it's always the last thing enforced. Now, this right here is Foster trainer. This incident took place this week on NBC. Is a new tournament for the fighters on the come up. Also, Foster, the fighter, he tweeted as well, I want to thank my head trainer, Bobby Benton, for catching my opponent gloves with no padding. We're going to fight tonight. It's on. And they also showed the gloves that were tampered with, the Reyes gloves, in which there were no padding on the knuckle area. So, as you guys see, this is another incident where a fighter tried to get away with cheating, and the commission approved these gloves. These gloves were approved by the commission. I actually called Keith, Foster manager, the other day just to get a confirmation when it comes to all this information, and Keith informed me that the commission ended up, after Bobby did their job, the commission ended up throwing out Roman first glove and secondary pair, because that's a first pair and a secondary pair for backup. They threw out both pairs, which that usually don't happen. If there's one pair that's obviously tampered with, the second one will be, legit. However, they were both tampered with. Both of the gloves had no padding on the knuckle area. So this just to prove that the commission doesn't always do their job. And we know that's a fact because the commission throughout history, they haven't busted a particular fighter, not even one fighter, cheating. And we know multiple fighters cheated, such as Rusto, he killed his opponent. Margarito, Maidana was trying to cheat. And now Roman against Foster
Hold on,
this week.
Maidana?
Yeah, Maidana with Floyd Mayweather incident. Maidana, his glove was tampered with as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they had the
Yeah.
same
I remember.
same incident, but Floyd always checks his opponent gloves. But like I said, you know, like Deontay Wilder, he made the mistake of, I think Deontay Wilder was just too confident and he overlooked Tyson Fury possibly tampering with his gloves. You know, he didn't think Tyson Fury would do such a thing, but they say once you're a cheater, you will always be a cheater. And Tyson Fury, he proved that statement to be true. So my point is, you know, we seen this incident take place this week. A lot of people always come out. I mean, Teddy Atlas, for example, a lot of old media members, they always say the commission is there. The commission is always checking the gloves. But where was the commission when Roman tampered with both of the gloves? Where was the commission then? How did the Reyes gloves of Roman pass the commission test? Which I'm gonna go ahead and explain, and in a few, how they pretty much test the gloves and get them approved if they legit or not in a few. But with that being said, like I said before, it's always the trainer that's busting these fighters in the sport of boxing trying to cheat. Like I said before, it was Rusto, opponent trainer, that busted him cheating. It was Margarito. It wasn't the commission that busted Margarito. It was actually Sugar Shane Mosley trainer, Nassim Richardson, may he rest in peace. It was also Floyd Mayweather that busted Maidana, trying to get away with slick bullshit. And like I said, history always repeats itself. And now we see Bobby Benton do the same thing when it comes to Foster opponent Roman. Now the commission, the way they test the gloves, they do not test the glove all the way. Like, they don't see if the pattern is distributed evenly throughout the glove. All they do is weight the glove. So they weight the glove to check if it's 8 ounce, if it's 10 ounce. As long as it weighs the right amount, they approve it right away. They do not see if the glove is distributed evenly. They don't see if the padding is distributed evenly throughout the glove. That's not how they check the gloves. And that's how fighters in the past have been able to cheat and get away with slick bullshit while the commission is watching, because the commission is not doing their job. And that's exactly what Foster opponent did, Roman. All they did was remove the padding from the knuckle area to the backer end of the glove. So the gloves still weight the same. However, there's no padding on the knuckle area. And you know what that means. You're doing more damage because it's pretty much bare knuckle connection. So that being said, this is further proof that Tyson Fury, when for the people that use the commission as the main proof that Tyson Fury is innocent, that's been debunked all day. Because even this week alone, we had a fighter that tried to get away with slick bullshit. Now, we don't know who's responsible. We don't know if it's the Reyes gloves that's responsible. We don't know if it's Roman that tampered with the gloves behind closed doors. We truly don't know, because like I said before, they are still investigating this incident. They are investigating this incident as we speak. So we have to wait on what they come up with. But like I said before, I didn't see I didn't see old media picking this news up. I didn't see none of the old media websites report the fact that Roman tried to cheat and got busted cheating by tampering with his gloves, not by the commission, but by the trainer.
And I tell you why.
Because they don't want to put light on Tyson Fury.
I tell you why, because it's exactly. Because every time the incident comes up with gloves, they're missing it. That's the bottom line. Is that so if they do highlight, old media does highlight this, it's pretty much telling people, hey, the commission can't be trusted. And it's going to make people who are on the fence about the Tyson Fury, scandal, they're going to say, well, let's take a second look at this, because it's the same thing happening here, and they're going to look at everything, all the evidence, and they're going to say, yeah, of course, you can't deny it. Just look at it, So, oh yeah, there was one other incident that that was out there that they didn't catch, was the women's boxing. It was Mariana Juarez, nicknamed La Barbie. She had fought a Japanese fighter, Rio Togo, and She got knocked out in the first round, TKO, right?
Right.
And then the second fight, her team caught her gloves and they found that there was no padding in the knuckle area.
Wow.
And they confiscated the gloves and they made her change gloves. And the Japanese fighter had no padding in her gloves. And on the second fight, when they caught it, they made her, they changed out her gloves, and it wasn't the commission that caught it. Sure enough, it was Juarez's team who found it, because it's always the team who finds it, never the fucking commission. And guess what? Juarez beat her in a unanimous decision.
Wow, that's what I'm saying.
The second fight went 12 rounds, where the Japanese woman lost, but the first fight was a TKO knockout in the first round.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on now.
Yeah, that's what tends to happen.
It was Margarita all over again.
And it's Tyson Fury all over again, because Tyson Fury, we could see his knuckles printed on the glove. Like I could see 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? That's a bare knuckle connection right there. You know what I mean? I mean, anybody. I mean, if I hit any heavyweight bare knuckle with no padding, I could knock out any heavyweight, because that's a bare knuckle connection. You know what I mean? So that's just the further proof for the people that kept saying, well, Tyson Fury, how is it possible that he cheated? How did he get around the commission? That's further proof right there, because like I said, Tyson Fury was able to cut off the camera in the dressing room. I mean, that should be suspicious enough. The fact the commission said that, they see nothing irregular when Tyson Fury cut off the camera in the dressing room, when we could see his bare knuckles through the glove, when we could see the glove bending in 90 degrees, which is not physically possible. All these, weird incidents that show that, at least the least thing you could do is, raise a concern. However, they want to claim that Tyson Fury is like the most innocent man in the world when this man cheated in the past, right? And like I said, I mean, this is further proof that fighters could get away with cheating, because Teddy Atlas, he went on Joe Rogan and he explained that the commission, there's so many loopholes in the system that fighters always take advantage of and get away with cheating. So that's just further proof, because I don't know if you saw the interview with Amir Khan, because that's the investigation that's going on right now. They want to find out who is responsible. Is it Roman team, or is it actually the glove company, the Reyes company, right? They want to know who's responsible. But as far as I know, I'm gonna always blame the fighter, because the glove company is not going to tamper with the glove unless they are told to. Because according to Amir Khan, you could call, whatever particular company you ordering gloves from. Let's say it's horsehair. He was talking about particularly about horsehair gloves.
Yeah, and customize it.
So you could say, hey, listen, I want less padding on the knuckle area. I want I want more padding toward the end of the glove, but no padding on the knuckle area. I don't want it to be distributed evenly. However, I want it to weigh 10 ounces or 8 ounces. They will do that for you. And like I said, that's how Roman possibly did it. But that's why the commission, their job is to make sure that the fighter is safe. Both fighters on an even playing field. But apparently in the sport of boxing today, this is putting a black eye on the sport as a whole. So any last thoughts on that?
I can guarantee that it was a fighter, because I guarantee it's just like when you go to any other shop where you're buying something like out of the package or brand new, like a car or something like that. You can have them customize it only so much that meets regulation, to where they don't stain their own reputation as a company. You get what I mean?
Right.
Like, they'll move the padding a little bit to the back, but they ain't gonna do it on drastic levels. You got to take the rest from there. You get what I mean? So they probably do ask for a customization to be light on the fist area, so when they get it, they can finish the job and start moving that padding towards the back. So I guarantee it's most likely, because it doesn't even take long.
So
it's not like you need to have it for like.
So you're saying the fighter
manipulate?
Okay. Are you saying the fighter manipulates the glove once they receive it, or are you saying they order it manipulated by having the padding distributed unevenly throughout the glove. What's your opinion on that? You think it's ordered like that, in which the padding doesn't exist on the knuckle part, or you think they actually play with it once they receive it?
I think that they can customize it, and when they get it, because I think what they do is, let's put it this way: if you were going to cheat, are you going to order gloves that's just a regular stock glove, or are you going to customize it to where you have less padding in the front that you have to move when you decide to move it? Like, you get what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know if the fighter has access to the gloves before they submit it to the commission and say, hey, these are the brand new gloves. I don't know if they have time with it by themselves, but depending on the relationship, I mean, again, like you said, like you showed on that tweet, it's not like they're really thorough with these companies. So they probably just got somebody on the inside and say, okay, go get their gloves. It's just like KFC. Whenever they move in the recipe for KFC, for Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I know it's funny because it's just spices, right? It's laughable, right? But no, when they move in those spices from one facility to the next, they got armed guards. They got it in a locked case, which is handcuffed to the guy who's taking it. So you got to take that box. You got to kill him and cut his arm off. It's armed guards, and the facility they put it in is on lockdown security. Why? Because it's a special recipe. They give that up. That's their whole company's, intellectual property. So they're not doing that with these gloves. They're not like on lock and key, secure Fort Knox type shit. It's not like that. It's just like, oh yeah, those are gloves over there. Oh, okay, throw them in. They just throw them in a little tiny lockup box, and that's after it probably didn't exchange 10 different hands. Because again, like the guy said, they pretend like the safety is, the most important thing, but it really ain't. That's just the parents.
When we see the proof of that, we see the proof of that because, like I said, all these fighters stay cheating, and the commission never bust any of these fighters. You know what I mean? So we see the proof of that. You know what I mean? But with that being said, any last thing you want to say before I let you go, my brother?
I mean, shit, that was pretty much it. You're going hard on these motherfucking decaf, and as far as this Tyson Fury case is going, you're really helping move their needle because you're not moving off your square. And really, they hate that fact. So when you got people coming in, you should actually just smile at that and like, dang, I'm actually doing good because they really, really just want me to stop. It's like annoying them because they can't fight against facts, and they want you to just go away. So if any day come up and you just feeling a little discouraged, just always remember in the back of your head, like, nah, man, the more that they telling you, no, stop that, the more good you're doing. So just keep it up. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep shooting that damn horn.
Yes, sir.
Even if you drop the fucking baton. So just keep that shit up. They can't argue facts. They getting these horsehair fucking gloves and they manipulating the fucking horsehair in front of the knuckles. We're not stupid. We're gonna, Oh, one other thing. See, they keep saying, oh, the commission didn't find it. See, they don't understand the fight we have. The fight is, we know they didn't catch it. We going against them. We tearing them down. That's what this fight is. We tearing down the commission.
It's bigger than Tyson
Fury. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's bigger than Tyson Fury. This whole thing is bigger than Tyson Fury. This shows the corruption that exists in the sport of boxing. And like you said, see, haters amuse me. The truth don't have to find the haters. The haters come to find the truth. That's why they always tuning in. You know what I'm saying? But they don't have no cojones to call in. Like I tell you, man, I wish a decaf would call in. I'm really upset right now because I couldn't have a decaf call in. They stay in the chat box, trolling. And
well,
all that.
Shit, maybe one trying to. Well, shit, maybe one trying to call in now. So let me get out here. One more thing. One more thing I was gonna say. A lot of these trainers who are catching the gloves and stuff like that, and I know people say like, oh, that's the trainer's fault for not catching it. It's like, no, you gotta understand. A lot of these trainers are catching it. They're like extraordinary people. They're the type of people who don't care who is in the room. They don't care if the celebrity in the room. They don't care if the president is in the room. They're gonna be a pain in the ass just to make people do the right thing. And you got to understand, a lot of people don't want to press buttons like that. A lot of people don't want to, you know, have people think badly of them like that. So they're just, oh, just let it go. And I don't want to, you know, cause a fuss, you know. So the most people that catch it are like people who are like strong-willed and just, they don't give a fuck. They're like, nah, do it again. I missed it. No, we do this 100 times. No, fuck that. Do it again. I missed it. I need to see it with my eyes. You know, people that's like that. It
That's a
takes
good point.
strong-willed people
That's a good
and
point.
people
'Cause
who's going to be like, who don't care about coming off as assholes, which a lot of people don't like feeling that way. So that's really why a lot of the shit don't get caught, because people don't want to be assholes to the other team. But there's certain people who have fire in them and drive in them that don't give a fuck. They like, I don't care. I'll look like an asshole. I'll be an asshole. Show me them gloves, and they'll just be an asshole. And even if they was wrong, they'll take that risk. And that's what I think what happens with JD is he was too kind of like,
too nice.
he didn't want to, he kind of got lost in the sauce a little bit in the fame and stuff. He didn't want to be an asshole, because think about it. It's Tyson Fury. It's the heavyweight, you know, championship of the world. And you don't want to slow down the schedule and be a pain in the ass, have everybody looking at you funny.
And he probably distracted him. You know what I mean? Ain't no telling, there's so many funny shit that Tyson Fury does that probably throws JD's off. You know what I mean? And you just don't know what's taking place. Remember, the same thing happened to Cotto Trainer. I'm pretty sure Cotto Trainer didn't want Margarito to cheat, but only a cheater knows how to get away with cheating. But like you said, it takes a person that's, like you pointed out, that's willing to, you know, be an asshole, you know, to actually do his job. You got to be willing to be an asshole to do your job, because you in a sport where it's a wild, wild west. It's so much going on. It's so much, you know, little things that matter that you got to be aware of. You know what I mean? So I just think I agree with you with that 1,000%. You know, JD's got to be more cautious next time. And if you got to be an asshole to get your job done, so be it. You know what I mean?
For sure. You got that one, man. Thanks for the call.
You already know. Appreciate it, my brother. So I see there's a lot of decaps in the house, but not too many calling in. I mean, nada calling in. So keep it moving. How you doing, AKHi? Who this is and where you calling from? Greg, what's going on, Greg? You know a lot about lawsuits?
I know a little bit.
All right, well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it then. So Deontay Wilder on Brian Custer, interview, he came out and said that he's suing Tyson Fury for cheating. But he said it's, basically it's all about timing. Right now it's revenge time. So he pretty much doesn't want to sue Tyson Fury right now because he want to get his revenge. He felt like the lawsuit will always be there when it comes to Tyson Fury cheating. But if he does sue him right now, that could possibly end up ruining his trilogy fight with Tyson Fury, in which he want to get his revenge inside of the ring, not outside of the ring. So is that the right call? Is that the right move? Is to wait on the lawsuit till you actually secure a trilogy fight?
Absolutely. Because if you file the lawsuit, they're going to want to keep you away from it. So therefore, you know what I'm saying? There's no trilogy fight, And I mean, honestly, I don't know if we're going to have a trilogy fight. I think Tyson Fury is going to fight another nobody again, to be honest with you, because I think he knows he's been exposed. He knows that he fucked up and he got caught. And now he's scared. You know what I'm saying? He's not only scared of the fight, but he's scared of this lawsuit as well.
Right.
So, I don't know. His legal team definitely has to pull some strings, because I know if they do file a lawsuit before the third fight, they're not going to take the lawsuit seriously unless he doesn't take the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, as far as the trilogy match, I'll tell you one thing. They keep saying Wilder's making excuses, this and that, but the only one making excuses not to fight is Tyson Fury. He's saying anything and everything not to fight. He claiming that, the rematch clause is expired when it didn't expire, because that's why as soon as they went to mediation, his December 5th date with Kabili, I believe his name is, got canceled because of the fact, the mediation played into effect right away. And Wilder won the first steps of that. So we'll see if Wilder could secure a trilogy match, because one way Tyson Fury could get out of the trilogy match is by actually vacating the WBC belt. However, that's going to even bring more attention on him. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't even think people care at this point, because they seem to be cool with him cheating. But as far as Deontay Wilder, like I said, I agree with you 1,000%. He does need to, if he want to get his hands on Tyson Fury, he definitely need to fight him and try to secure the trilogy match before suing. Because like I said, as soon as he sues him, that's going to cancel the trilogy. And also it could possibly end up Tyson Fury could end up getting suspended for life. And I'm pretty sure Wilder want to get his revenge before that takes place. Now, is it wise? Okay, can Tyson Fury get out of the trilogy match?
Well, I think he could probably use this coronavirus as an excuse to get out of it. I mean,
how so?
I think in the eyes, well, I think he can just say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can't leave England, or he can't do this, or he can't do that. Because I heard Bob Arum saying something about Tyson Fury's next fight's going to be in London or something. And I don't know. I mean, I just don't see Tyson. I see Tyson Fury just doing everything he can to duck Wilder, just because, like I said, I think he's been exposed, and he's just going to have his promoters and his team do everything they can to avoid the trilogy fight, just based on the fact that he's scared. I mean, in the end, like, anybody who's watched Tyson Fury throughout his career, he doesn't knock people out. How the hell did he knock out the knockout artist of the heavyweight division? Right. You know what I'm saying? He's not a power puncher. He's a skilled boxer that throws quick and gets points in and does what he has to do to get the win. But no way in hell is he a power puncher. And people really want to say, oh, just because he switched trainers, that he became this great power puncher. Like, power isn't built just in a day, or in a few months. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to really, you're either born with it or you're not. And let's be real, like, if you watch Tyson Fury's career, he's a pillow puncher. You know what I'm saying? He almost lost to Otto Wallen. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him fight a bunch of people. I mean, same thing with the Vladimir Klitschko fight. You know what I'm saying? One of the most boring fights I've ever seen. He strictly, you know what I'm saying, was a, jab, jab, duck, duck, duck. You know what I'm saying? He's not a power puncher. So how the hell did he get this power? For you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when people were asking me, who do you think's going to win against Wilder Fury? And I said, honestly, if Fury can take it to all 12 rounds, he'll probably win by decision. But if there's going to be a knockout, Wilder's going to knock him out. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be Fury, because Fury doesn't have the power. So how the hell did he get this power all of a sudden without cheating?
And you do not gain power. You do not gain power.
Yeah, like, that's something you're born with.
Right. So that's when all that changing trainers, that's all, deflection tactics, and just like I said before, at the end of the day, we could see Tyson Fury knuckles printed on the right glove. I mean, the evidence are overwhelming. It's not a coincidence that Tyson Fury's sparring partner busted him cheating in sparring, tampering with his gloves in sparring, because he wanted to get used to how it feels to have power, so he could utilize it and take advantage of having power, and that's why he practices sparring and executes fight night. But in the courtroom, none of this is gonna fly. Once they ask Tyson Fury the $1 million questions, why your glove is bending in 90 degrees when it's not physically possible. When the judge asks the lawyer, have this happened before? When they say no, then they're gonna explain. When they're gonna ask Tyson Fury, well, can you display how's that possible if you did not cheat? If the allegations aren't true? And Tyson Fury cannot deflect in court, because if you start deflecting, then that's going to play against you. And then, like I said, when it comes to the photographer that took the photos, they're going to put him on the stand. They're going to put Nicholas Asbury on the stand. They're going to put the coach Asbury on the stand. And it's so many, there's witnesses, there's evidence such as organic photos. When we could see Tyson Fury bare knuckles, there's no fighter in history in which we could see their bare knuckles printed on their gloves, right? So when this goes to court, it's pretty much case closed. And I'm telling you right now, this is bigger than Tyson Fury. There's a lot of people behind closed doors that's responsible for this, that's gonna get in trouble. That's why they're trying to do their best to actually, keep this quiet as much as they can. And then obviously, they can't use the commission thing anymore because, like I pointed out, Foster opponent Roman, it took Bobby Benton, his trainer, to bust Roman tampered gloves. That was proved by the commission, in which they threw out the A sample, the pair A and pair Bs. They threw both of them out because they were both tampered with, and the commission did not do their job. It was actually, like I said before, the trainer, like it always been every single time with Rusto, Margarito, and Maidana. So, like I said, once this hits court, it's pretty. Say it again.
I said actually even last week with the flyweight champion fight with that stupid instant replay, that just shows you how corrupt the commission really is.
Yeah,
because
Maloney.
What's his name? Frank or Maloney. Maloney won that fight. Like there was no headbutt. I don't know how they justified that, but at the end of the day, I think, in a lot of fights, same thing with the Margarito fight, a lot of them just get paid off. They accept the money. I know from living in Vegas, Vegas is a really grimy city. A lot of women are gold diggers, and there's just money can buy you anything in Vegas.
Right.
So that being said, if for the right amount of money, they'll just turn their heads. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? You can spend 2 weeks in Vegas and figure that out. All these people care about is money.
Right. And that's 1,000%. You know what I mean? So that being said, like I said, for the people that's always asking why haven't Wilder sued Tyson Fury yet, the answer is very simple. Wilder want to get his revenge with his own hands. The lawsuit will always be there, but the trilogy won't always be there. So, Wilder confirmed to the world that he will eventually do so. But with that being said, let me read you with this. Hold on. I think it's like I said, this is Foster opponent Roman tampered gloves that was busted with, and you see right here, this is Ring Boxing, I think. Hold on. Raging Baby this is actually a lady that's part of the promotion, and she witnessed this whole thing take place. So this is being investigated as we speak. Like I said, the corruption in boxing is super duper real. So that being said, anything else you want to say, my man?
Yeah, that's about it, Aki.
All right, well, I appreciate it, Craig. You know what I'm saying? I'm going live for the Mike Tyson prediction. Make sure you do call in and get your take on that.
Oh, is it this weekend?
Yes, sir. This weekend. It's gonna be.
Yeah, man. I don't even know. That's such a hard fight to judge because you got arguably the pound for pound best Roy Jones against, the youngest heavyweight champion in the world. But the problem is they haven't fought in, you know what I'm saying? I know Roy Jones has fought. Mike Tyson, I believe, hasn't fought since 2006 or 7. You know, and then you got Roy Jones, who I don't think has fought since 2011.
Right.
So it's such a coin toss who would win, just because, like, yeah, Mike Tyson's got the power, but Roy Jones has the skill. I mean, it'll be interesting to watch, but I couldn't even give you, like, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't even pick a fighter because it's two men past their prime. And then, of course, there's always the argument, too, that Roy Jones isn't a legit heavyweight, too. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking
So
about.
it's just like,
it's a pick a fight. It's a pick
I
a
don't
fight.
know,
But I mean, I got to go with Mike Tyson all day just because he's a real heavyweight, and Roy.
Yeah, I would,
don't have
too,
the
because of the power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, too, because of his power, and I think Roy Jones isn't a true heavyweight, but at the same time, I mean, we've seen what Roy Jones can do, and if Roy Jones would have retired on time, I mean, I think he honestly could have been pound for pound the best fighter ever, you know?
Right. Me too.
Just because of, you know what I'm saying, all he accomplished. And especially his dance was like out of this world, the way you know what I'm saying, just moved his hands, and he was so quick, man. That's got to be the fastest hands I've ever seen.
Right.
You know, but at the same time, can he handle a real heavyweight like Mike Tyson's power? I don't know. I mean, if he's got a good defensive game, I could see it, but I mean, I don't know.
We'll definitely see.
It's hard to call.
Right, we definitely see. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, go ahead, get your prediction in order and call in. I believe I'm gonna have a show either Tuesday or sometime this week, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean, make sure you call in and give me your take on it. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, appreciate it. Go ahead, pick up some more calls. Just give me a second. I'm gonna pick up everybody call, but I do want to play this audio real quick. It was sent to me that shocked me.
And I went to touch the gloves, and I was like, what the fuck is in your gloves? And his padding had all been, it was those old style boxing gloves. The padding had all been pushed back, and it was all like almost raw knuckle. People are assholes. Yeah, I've experienced people have done that forever. I was sparring with a guy once, and I went to touch the gloves, and I was like, what the fuck is in your gloves? And his padding had all been, it was those old style boxing gloves. The padding had all been pushed back, and it was all like almost raw knuckle. People are assholes. Yeah, I've experienced people have done that forever. I was sparring.
This is Joe Rogan, the same person that defended Tyson Fury for cheating. Joe Rogan admitted of tampered gloves incident he ran through himself, but he shits on Wilder when it's clear as day Tyson Fury cheated. All you got to do is just look at his knuckles printed on the right glove and the glove bending in 90 degrees, which is not physically possible. Matter of fact, let me display why that is. You know, I got the glove on. You see, if I'm throwing a hook, my glove is not bending in 90 degrees. It's not physically possible, especially with the way these gloves made nowadays with the thumb attached to the hand. So it's physically impossible for a brand new gloves to bend in 90 degrees, especially when it's wrapped the right way. You know what I mean? Just to prove Tyson Fury had his left hand, he had his fist in the palm position. So obviously the commission is corrupted. We know that's 1,000% true because, like I said before, we had an incident this week alone where Foster opponent Roman got busted for tampering with his gloves by Bobby Benton, Foster trainer, in which Bobby Benton busted Roman tampering with gloves before the fight. The commission had to take notice, and they threw out both pairs, the A and B pair, because Roman gloves were clearly tampered with. They had no padding on the knuckle area, just how Rogan explained it. Just how Rogan explained it with his incident that he ran through. But it's mind-boggling to me when the Wilder accusations came out with all this proof, with all this evidence, from photos to footages to sparring partners to witnesses, coaches that was there that co-signed the fact that Tyson Fury cheated in sparring. We see evidence of Tyson Fury cheating fight night. It's like equivalence of DNA evidence of the crime. We have DNA evidence, all of that, and Joe Rogan, instead of talking about his experience that he revealed, some time ago, he said he defended Tyson Fury blind. But like I said before, it's 2020. God, Allah blessed us with 2020 vision. We cannot have Stevie Wonders in 2020. If you are blessed with having 2020 vision and you want to act like Stevie Wonder as soon as the Glovegate accusations come up, that ain't going to happen. That's not going to slide. That's why these decafs won't call in. You know what I'm saying? So people lie, women lie, your eyes don't lie, and even the decafs know the truth deep inside. That's why the decafs all tuning in, but they all don't have any cojones to call in. But like I said, we know the commission is corrupted. Teddy Atlas even told Joe Rogan that when Joe Rogan was interviewing Teddy Atlas told Joe Rogan how corrupted the sport of boxing is. He said there's no governing body, so there's so many loopholes in the system. The commission is corrupted, the judges is corrupted, the referee is corrupted, everybody is corrupted in the sport of boxing. It's so many loopholes. That's why these cheaters always find a way to cheat. This is Teddy Atlas telling Joe Rogan all this. I guess Teddy Atlas forgot everything he told Joe Rogan, and I'm assuming Joe Rogan also forgot everything Teddy Atlas told him. Right now, Joe Rogan said Wilder accusing. Joe Rogan says Wilder accused of having. Joe Rogan, he talked about Deontay Wilder accusing Tyson Fury of having his fist, Tyson Fury having his fist in the palm area, but he said that's not correct, easily provable, but he does not prove it. Like, you really can't make this shit up. The boxing world is upside down trying to figure out how is Tyson Fury glove bending in 90 degrees. See, when I have my glove all the way, I could have an open fist, right? I could have an open fist, and my glove won't bend in 90 degrees. Regardless of what I do, my glove is not going to bend in 90 degrees while I'm throwing a hook. It's just not physically possible. But Joe Rogan believes it's easily provable. The whole boxing world is upside down. So why doesn't Joe Rogan be the hero of the day? Matter of fact, the hero of the year, the hero of the century, and prove the cheater of the century, Tyson Fury, innocence? Why doesn't he do that? If it's easily provable. He sounds like Trump talking. Easily provable. But then he talk about none of his proofs, and he doesn't prove nothing wrong. You know what I mean? So like I said, he will say it's easily provable, but doesn't prove cap. He doesn't prove crap. Like I said, Joe Rogan, he also talked about the right glove, but he won't point out nor explain how Tyson Fury knuckles are printed on the right glove, which makes no sense at all. If you disagree, I'm expecting you to explain what do you disagree with, especially when you had similar experience. So, like I said before, if you're going to disagree when it comes to a certain topic, if you claim that it's not possible, I want you to explain to me logically why you believe that. I want you to stand next to your belief and explain why you disagree with the accusations. Beyond Stocks, I appreciate the love and support. My man said people will learn soon on the problems in this sport. Keep up the great work, bro. I appreciate the love and support. The best way to support is always throw in a super chat and also share my work. But yeah, so like I said before, Joe Rogan, he will say, I don't believe what Wilder's saying. He going crazy, but he won't explain. He won't logically explain any of the allegations. He won't debunk any of the allegations, because you can't go against the truth with lies. He want to make fun of Wilder accusations, but he don't want to explain why is there a dent on Wilder's head. How is it physically possible for a fighter to have 10-ounce heavyweight gloves on and dent someone's skull? These human knuckles will most likely break before denting someone's skull. But they want to question it. How did, well, if it's true, how did Tyson Fury put an object in the glove? Well, you could ask Margarito the same question. He loaded up his gloves. You could ask him the same question. If you don't believe the glove was tampered with, you could ask Roman Foster opponent the same question in which he tried to cheat this week. You could also ask Rusto the same question. You know, and you know, like I said before, Joe Rogan, he went on and talked about Fury depression, and he said, you know, why will you take away a victory like this? Because the man cheated. Duh. What do you mean? It's self-explanatory. And he want to talk about and deflect about Fury depression story, how he was about to drive himself to a wall, whatever, and kill himself and suicide and this and that. But he won't talk about what got him there. How he get to depression to begin with. The way he got to depression is by that's not why. He took steroids. He got busted for taking steroids. He got suspended by AKHi for 2 years, in which he bribed a man to lie in court. He claimed that Martin Carefoot, the 70-year-old farmer, supplied him with a wild boar that's extinguished, in which he bribed this man to lie in court. And once Martin Carefoot lied in court by claiming Tyson Fury, ate wild boar, that's how he failed the drug test, then he was free to fight again. You ducking, pick up 651. There is no 651. There's 971 and then 785. There is no 651. So quit making shit up. That's only 2 people on the phone right now, which I'm gonna go ahead and pick up in a few. And the other one already disappeared. You know what I'm saying? We only got 971 left, which I'm gonna pick it up. So to all you decafs, quit making shit up and call in. So like I said, you know, they won't talk about Tyson Fury failing the drug test, and that's how he got to depression to begin with. It's still a great story. The fact that he cheated and learned from his mistake and made a comeback is still a good story. But don't ignore the fact that he cheated. That's how he got to depression to begin with. Obviously, the way he lost all that weight, according to a fighter in the past, what's his name that came out with the accusations? Man, hold on. I gotta figure out his name real quick. Give me a second. Okay, right here. I got it. Vinny Penzienza. Vinny Penzienza said that Tyson Fury, he took steroids to lose all that weight. That's why his voice got deeper. One side effect of taking steroids and too much testosterone is your voice will get deeper, in which that's what happened to Tyson Fury. He was soft-spoken, but toward the end of his career now, his voice is very deep. That's a side of, taking steroids. Also, his best friend at the time, Billy Joe Saunders, he got busted for taking steroids. Shit, please tell me. He got busted for taking steroids. Around the same time, Tyson Fury lost all that weight. Billy Joe Saunders got busted for taking a steroid that helped you lose so much weight in a short period of time, leading up to the Demetrius Andrade fight. in which this steroids that Billy Joe Saunders was taking leaves your body in 24 hours, which is ridiculous. This is like the ultimate drug, you know. And Tyson Fury, all of a sudden, a couple months, he lost all that weight, which we know how he lost the weight truly, because you do not peak after abusing your body, drinking all day, gaining all that weight. You don't peak after that. However, there's a shortcut to doing so. There's a shortcut to success is take PEDs. Supreme. Yeah, keep making me more money. Keep making me more money, because I'm waiting on your call to this day. And I want you to call in. To this day. I will pay you double what Wilder is paying you to spread these lies. I will pay you $500 if you call in right now and prove me wrong if you disagree, because see, you can't go against the truth with lies. So I'll pay you $500 to call in right now and prove me wrong. I know when the truth is spoken, the other side is nothing but a lie. So if you believe that you telling the truth, go ahead and call in. See, but they're gonna throw in a super chat. I'm gonna take your money and knock you out. But I know you won't call in. I know you don't got no cojones to do so. So with that being said, you know, like I said, Joe Rogan, he focused on, you know, the fight strategy by Tyson Fury, claiming it was his strategy that shocked Wilder. Right? That's what granted him the victory. But what Joe Rogan don't realize is that Ortiz, a southpaw, and Wilder didn't fight too many southpaw, the most skillful heavyweight today, with tremendous power. He got power in either hand. He was applying a lot of pressure. He was coming forward with skill, with zest, and all that. And Deontay Wilder stopped him twice. He knocked him out twice. And this is the boogeyman we talking about. Even Tyson Fury didn't want to fight Ortiz. Even AJ didn't want to fight Ortiz, right? So how is a guy like Ortiz, who hit 3 times as hard as Tyson Fury, Wilder ate all his punches in the first fight and in the rematch, knocked him out in a devastating fashion in both fights. However, Tyson Fury, the pillow-fisted fighter, some way, somehow, he applied so much pressure, he dents Deontay Wilder's head. He make him look like a zombie all night. You know what I mean? It's clearly he tampered with his gloves. Your eyes don't deceive you. So, you know, obviously Joe Rogan don't know the difference between having power and size. Those are two different things. You know, Tyson Fury doesn't have power. You either born with it or you don't. Either you have power or you don't. So, like I said before, Joe Rogan should go ahead and stick to UFC, because he clearly...
You don't know shit about boxing. You better not duck me, son.
Joe Rogan recently had Kanye West on his show. Kanye should have told Joe Rogan, you don't got the answers, instead of telling Sway, because Joe really don't have the answers. So obviously, Joe Rogan been hanging around with Kanye too much. You know, we're gonna start calling Joe Rogan, you know, the man with no answers. He gave his thoughts, but at least the least you could do is explain the allegations. You know what I mean? So go ahead and pick up the last couple calls. Let me see if there's decafs in the house. Hello, how you doing, Aki? Who this is and where you calling from?
What it do, Aki? It's your boy Jay calling out of that. Oh, what it do, Aki?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hey, any decaf, man? Have you? I mean, I know you've been here for a while. Have you peeped the decaf that said he want to call in or gave out his number?
Man, ain't none of them decals about none of that smoke on the freaking comment section. Over there, Mr. Universal over there talking that noise, but ain't about no action. My boy over here holding the ropes open for you to step in the ring, but you don't want to get smacked around. You talking all that noise like Frieza, and then you end up getting freaking smashed.
Right.
Like, come on, man. Like,
Right. So
you decals about no smoke. Look at what happened to T-Tone. He got knocked out 3 times and disappeared off the radar. Gone.
Gone.
Disappeared.
He disappeared,
and
man.
when I say disappeared, I mean instant transmission disappeared.
So what's your take on supposedly Joe Rogan, Wilder pulled up to his podcast, always showed him love, and so many of these UFC fans, that want to talk about boxing but doesn't want to tell the truth. They always have an agenda to lie and deceive the public instead of telling the truth. But you already know what new media about. We tell the whole absolute truth. Not 5, not 10%, not 50%. We tell the whole absolute truth. Now, it's clear as day that Tyson Fury tampered with his right glove and also the left hand, right? And Joe Rogan, like I pointed out earlier, he will deflect. He will say it's easily provable, but he doesn't prove it. You know what I mean? So what's your take on all that?
Now, as far as Joe Rogan and the nonsense that he is talking about, I honestly believe that Joe Rogan is another corporate behind all this madness. I deeply do, because he's talking about a glove gate conspiracy that's not even a conspiracy. And people need to stop calling it a conspiracy, because it's not a conspiracy. It's 100% fact that Tyson Fury had 4 knuckle prints on his right hand, and the glove left hand was flopping around with nothing in it, and there was objects definitely in the glove. Joe Rogan, to me, honestly has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. I think he's just talking nonsense for old media, and I think he's probably siding with old media on the low. I love Joe Rogan back in the day when he was doing Fear Factor. I like that Joe Rogan when he does a stand-up comedy. But when it comes to these real-life situations, I think Joe Rogan is losing his head, man, because this is ridiculous for him to even be talking this nonsense.
Right.
Like, we all know what it is.
Right. And then, see, this is what it is at the end of the day. Everybody want to talk about the legendary stories like Muhammad Ali, for example, and talk about how much of a hero he is, right? But these same people, if they were around his time, if they were living in his time, they'd be the same people that hating on him, right? And that's, hold on, let me read the super chats. Let me read the super chat. Haters gonna hate while you slowly become great. Let them talk while you spit facts and get paid either way. You already know, my brother. That's what we do. You know what I mean? So, like I said, everybody want to act like they love Muhammad Ali. But these same people today that praising Ali and all that, most likely these the same people, if they were in his time, they'd be hating on him. And this is a perfect example. Wilder's a perfect example. Wilder's going through the ultimate double standards, triple, quadruple standards, right? He get cheated, but some way, somehow, he making excuses. He want to get his revenge, but the man that cheated, he running from the Trilogy match, right? And they will say Wilder is this, Wilder is that, but they won't call out Tyson Fury for the ultimate dirt, for trying to take Deontay Wilder's life away. This is more than an excuse. This is right here. This is a criminal charge. You know what I mean? Tyson Fury should be charged for attempted murder. We talking about, right? And Deontay Wilder, throughout all of this, he doesn't want to take this man to court right away. He want to get his justice with his right hand. He want to get his justice in the ring, not outside of the ring. And still, all these old media people do is hate on Wilder, claim he making excuses when the man got cheated. Like I said before, this is to prove. This is a further proof. Regardless of all the evidence that's right in front of their face, they could care less because they have a certain agenda. Tyson Fury have the best hope insurance in the world. He got the complexion in order to get the ultimate connection for the protection. You know what I'm saying? That's why all these old media trying to cover Tyson Fury dirt. Yeah, they trying to cover Tyson Fury for the ultimate dirt that he committed. And like I said before, you know, Wilder is the closest thing to Muhammad Ali as far as being hated. We already know how hated Muhammad Ali was. Everybody loved Muhammad Ali today, but they didn't love him yesterday when he was in his prime. Everybody loved you when you dead, but they don't want to give you the roses when you still alive. And that's what's happening to Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder, this situation, this example right here is showing the world people's true colors. And it's showing Wilder also the people that really got his back, and the people that he thought they were his friends, but they really wasn't, because they never had his best interest. They always hated on him on the low. And this is proves it. This proves it. This is a further proof. Because like I said, for you to come out and say this is easily provable, and you don't prove it when the whole world is upside down waiting on somebody to be the hero of the day and prove the allegations wrong. Even Tyson Fury haven't responded to the allegations. Even Tyson Fury haven't explained how the glove is bending in 90 degrees. Even Tyson Fury haven't explained why we could see his knuckles printed on the right glove. Even Tyson Fury haven't explained logically how he was able to dent Wilder's head. And when I say dent, I don't mean break. I mean dent, like he physically dented his head, like his skull, you know? And this goes to even Max Kellerman. It's beyond just Joe Rogan. It's also Max Kellerman, Stephen A. Smith. Like I said, they all jumped on the costume excuse when Wilder never said anything about it. He never said anything about a costume, but now when Wilder came out and actually spoke on Tyson Fury tampering with his gloves, when Wilder actually pointed out Tyson Fury cheating, and he came out with multiple allegations supported by facts and evidence, DNA evidence, in fact, from the scene of the crime, that we also have witnesses, doctors, and coaches of Tyson Fury exposing him. And like I said, old media, Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith, they won't talk about it. It's mind-blowing, because they will talk about it, a pathetic excuse that Wilder never brought to the table. However, they won't talk about Deontay Wilder life being at risk. They won't talk about Tyson Fury attempting murder on Deontay Wilder by putting his life at risk inside of that ring by cheating. Boxing is already dangerous enough. We lost so many fighters to the sport of boxing, and now we have an incident where a fighter cheats and they cover this fighter tail instead of exposing him in front of the whole world. But it just show you, this is further proof the double standards we dealing with. Like I said before, when it comes to this costume excuse, Wilder clearly came out and said, and even Tay Jones on my platform, they pointed out that Wilder words got taken out of context. In other words, Wilder said he felt like he was spiked. He felt like he was drunk in the ring. He said something went wrong 15 minutes before the fight, in which he felt that even the suit was heavy. He didn't blame it on the suit. He said that the suit felt heavy because he was given something in which he felt like it was spiked water, right? He felt like he was given spiked water, and that's how he pretty much felt the suit was even heavy when he trains with a 40-pound suit on. So he knew that he most likely got drugged because he felt like a zombie inside of that ring. And we all could clearly see it. Man, the man was like, he was in the ring fighting like he was a drunk guy. He was pretty much a zombie. You know what I mean? But when Wilder confirmed I don't know who the writer that wrote this article from Yahoo Sport, or I forgot the writer, but when Wilder, questioned him, he said, well, I took your words out of context because it sounded better that way. What do you mean it sounded better that way? You can't do that. You can't do that when Wilder clearly says something else. But like I said, they're gonna talk about a costume. If Wilder wanted to make an excuse, he would have blamed it on the bicep injury. We all could see his bicep. He had a bicep injury a week before the fight. Wilder didn't come out with this excuse. It was Wilder's sparring partner. He got interviewed by Sky Sport, and he voluntarily gave that information to Sky Sport. It wasn't Deontay Wilder who gave that excuse. It was Wilder's sparring partner who revealed that information to the public without Deontay Wilder permission. But when Wilder come out and accused Tyson Fury in front of the whole world of cheating, the WBC comes out and said, when he was asked the question, the WBC said, what video? Yeah, I haven't seen it. Man, you know damn well you saw the video. The man gonna act like he haven't seen Wilder video of accusing Tyson Fury of cheating, right? He gonna ask the interviewer, "Can you inform me on what was the video about?" And then the interviewer will tell him anything and everything, but except the glove being tampered with, why we could see the knuckles on his right gloves, and also the glove bending in 90 degrees. They started talking about the spiked water, this and that, things that can't be provable the way the gloves can, you know. So, that being said, Max Kellerman and Stevie A. Smith, they want to talk about all this, costume and that and this. However, they won't talk about the bigger picture, the bigger issue, which is Tyson Fury tampered gloves. Him putting Deontay Wilder's life at risk. How come they didn't put that on First Take?
Big fact.
So
big fact.
Supreme, go ahead, call in. I see you. Quit describing yourself.
We got a decaf. It sounds like we got a decaf.
Well, man, he won't call in though. He will say anything and everything, but he won't put his area code in the comment section though. But yeah. So, what's your take on all of that? What do you think? What's your take on Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith talking about the costume, but won't talk about Tyson Fury cheating by loading his gloves or tampering with his gloves, or even the incident that just took place this week with Bobby Benton, busting Foster opponent trying to cheat by tampering with a glove, Roman, in which they threw out the A and B pairs because they were both tampered with. So what's your take on that?
Honestly, that's an awesome question. Max Kellerman is a hypocritical, contradicting punk. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there were so many situations where he would go on one side of an aspect, especially when it came to boxing matches. And then he would revise his, his pick or his advisory on something, or because he heard specific things or just because it didn't look right at the beginning of what he was talking about. Max Kellerman completely knows the truth, as well as we all do, just like Joe Rogan. The two twins, Thing 1 and Thing 2, both of them can see the fish, and they act like the damn fish is not in the damn water bowl. It's sad, bro.
Yeah, I mean, just correction.
How could you sit there?
Right. Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
Go ahead, brother.
I was just gonna say,
and it's honestly.
Yeah, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead, cook them, man.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say that it's honestly sad because they know that it's crazy because they asked for this. Oh, Wilder's being silent. Wilder's not saying anything. Tyson Fury was running his big ass, fat ass mouth the whole time Deontay Wilder was silent. But the minute Deontay Wilder comes out and says something, not only that, Tyson Fury knows that if Deontay Wilder comes out to the public, that he's not just going to come out just to talk madness. He's going to back up everything he says because Deontay Wilder is a man of his word. He always has been. So that's why Tyson Fury is now quiet and has zero to say, on complete and utter hush mouth. He's like the Deadpool off the original Wolverine with his mouth sewed shut. He is completely silent.
Wilder, if Tyson Fury says something smart, Wilder have X-rays. He would have put out all the documents that was given to him by the doctor. People want to say, well, the dent, how is it looking like it was an L shape like this decaf that I just said in the comment section, but it was a dent. You clearly see Wilder dented. His head is literally dented. And there's X-rays of that. Dented. You see his head swole too. You know what I'm saying? In an egg weight shape or form. So like I said, this decaf said 951. The only numbers that's displayed right now is 651, 612, 971, and 269. So quick capping. There is no 951.
That's another T-Tone Jr.
T-Tone Jr. That's what it is. But yeah, like when you were talking about Max Hypocrisy Kellerman, the Maximum Hypocrisy on ESPN. I mean, he will talk about Tyson Fury and praise him as this great fighter, but he won't call him out for cherry picking, for fighting the Roman Gonzalez, the Wallins, the Steve, man, I forgot the guy name before he fought Wallin. Storch, whatever his name was, you know, a guy ranked number 63 in the heavyweight division.
I'm gonna definitely have to do more research in that.
That's what I'm saying. So that's just further proof how much of a cherry pick that was. And when Tyson Fury get interviewed by Max Hypocrisy, Max Hypocrisy will say, "Oh, you're known for always fighting the best." And it's like, what? Hold on. So he cherry picks these guys in between. He only has 2 good names on his resume, Wilder and Klitschko, and he had to cheat in both fights. He had to tamper with Wilder fight, take steroids against Klitschko. But you're going to tell him he doesn't cherry pick, right? And then if you look at Floyd Mayweather, for example, he will always say Floyd Mayweather is a businessman. And we already know what pretty boy Floyd Mayweather was all about. He was the boogeyman. He was the A-class boogeyman. He had everybody shook. He had everybody scared. Money May. It was Pacquiao who ducking Floyd. It was Pacquiao who turned down a drug test. It was Pacquiao who did not want to take the drug test in 2008 when Floyd Mayweather offered him a 50-50 split. You see the drama that's going on between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford when Errol Spence claiming he the A side, so on and so forth. But back in the day, remember.
Oh, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. That's another thing I wanted to cook on.
Right. Floyd Mayweather was the A side against Pacquiao because against Ricky Hatton and against Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather nearly doubled, Manny Pacquiao numbers, and he still gave him a 50-50 split plus $50 million guaranteed, right? And it was Pacquiao who turned down the fight in 2008. However, Max Hypocrisy want to blame it on Floyd. Max Hypocrisy want to claim Floyd Mayweather is a businessman. He a cherry picker. On the other hand, the man that's really literally cherry picking, he in the cherry field as we speak, looking to cherry pick another cherry. Kabali instead of a Wilder trilogy. He's looking to make $5 million against Kabali instead of making $50 million plus against Deontay Wilder trilogy. Max Kellerman will claim, Tyson Fury, he fight the best, just to show you what the Max Hypocrisy is all about. But I only got a couple more minutes. Man, these decaf stay trolling, man. What is going on today?
I don't get that.
Mo Fire. He said 561. Where is 561? We got 651, 612, 971, 269. Quit trolling. Like,
hey, decaf, stop capping. Stop capping. You and my boy shit capping. Stop capping. Is that Batman on the low?
I think we got 269. He said pick up 269. I think that might be a decaf, my brother. So let me go ahead and pick him up real quick just to see what he about. All right.
All right, my brother.
All right. 269. You there?
Oh yeah. Yes, indeed.
Go ahead, talk to me. So you believe? Do you believe Tyson Fury didn't cheat?
That is correct, and I believe you are on the take.
All right, we don't. I'm on the take. We don't have that much time, so can you please explain to me how Tyson Fury glove was bending in 90 degrees when he was throwing a hook? Can you explain to me how is that physically possible?
I can easily explain that to you. You ever seen X-Men? You ever seen the movie
X-Men?
You ever seen Marvel Comics? Have you ever seen the movie Superman? Isn't he flying all around the earth?
So Tyson Fury is Superman? So Tyson Fury is Superman?
No, that it was edited. It was edited. I believe Wilder paid people just like he paying you to put this out because he knows the first match and the second match.
That's what you come up with.
The first match and the second match.
That's what you come up with,
He knows that.
Let me say this. Let me say this. So how did Wilder edit a video? This is footage during the fight. This is not a picture. This is literally a video. So how did Deontay Wilder edit a video? How did Deontay Wilder edit the fight itself? Does Wilder have magical powers? That's why you got to stop repeating what you hear on the net because you run into saying some dumb shit like that. So explain that. So how did Wilder edit the video? How did Wilder edit a video? Because like I said, how is the glove bending in 90 degrees?
Hollywood. That's all I have to say. You know, just like I know, Tyson Fury won that fight fair and square.
Wilder,
Wilder's ass.
So Wilder,
No.
Wilder's Hollywood, and he edited the whole fight on YouTube and the footage and on the fight itself on PBC on ESPN. You believe Wilder have that magical power to edit footage, not a picture,
that wasn't the
a
fight
video.
You only seen that. That wasn't the fight you talking about. It wasn't the whole fight you guys seen.
It was during the fight. It was during the fight. It was during the fight. There's a footage of Tyson Fury throwing a hook and the glove bending in 90 degrees, which is not physically possible. That's why you sound mad silly right now. You sound mad silly right now. You sound mad silly right now.
Why wasn't it called out at the moment?
We have the footage, bro. We seen the footage. What you talking about?
I'm saying, why wasn't it called out at that very moment?
That's why you are the ultimate decaf, because see, when they say it was, a photograph, they were talking about the pictures on the right glove. On Tyson Fury, when we see Tyson Fury knuckles, that's when they say Photoshop. Not when it comes to the hook. The hook, that's a footage. That's an actual footage of Tyson Fury throwing a hook in a video. It's not a picture where it could be edited. You can't edit that out. It's a video of Tyson Fury throwing a hook and the glove bending in 90 degrees. You can't edit that out. It's on PBC website. It's on every, you could just go back and watch the fight. You'll see it. You can't edit that out, but you repeat what you hear on the net. That's why you sound mad dumb right now. And this is another one on some DJ Khaled, but this is a better one because this is the dumbest thing I heard so far. The man said Wilder Hollywood. Wilder got magical power.
Did you hear what I said? Wilder got his ass whooped, his money took, and his name was almost in the Undertaker's book. And that's the reason why you guys making up all these.
Hey, that's why you shook by the truth, because you making no sense whatsoever. Like I said, you repeat the next dumb thing you hear from the net, and now you're looking silly now you got bodied in the corner. Like I said, you put me in the corner, I come out swinging, and I done knocked out a decaf, back to another planet. I don't know what world. I don't know what world you live in. I don't know what world you live in, but. How is it possible? How is it possible for?
How you figure that's impossible?
How is it possible for Deontay Wilder to edit a video clip? Explain that.
Easy.
How is it
that's
possible?
Easily done, but I'm talking about in regards to the hook.
Explain it. How can Wilder edit a video clip that's on YouTube already? That's on PBC website. That's on ESPN website. Explain that.
I can't explain that because that's not happening. In regards to being able to explain it, I don't know exactly how he did it, but I know it's some Hollywood magic.
Oh,
that's what's going on.
It's some Hollywood magic.
Collusion.
Oh, so
that's correct.
So that's what you come up with. That's what you come up with.
Yes, and yes.
This is the dumbest thing I heard all year.
I know he's saying you.
That's the dumbest thing I heard all year. Do you know I never talked to Deontay Wilder yet?
I don't believe.
I haven't talked to Deontay Wilder.
You never admit it, but I know you're on the tape. You're on the tape.
Wallah, I haven't talked to Deontay Wilder yet, but I could care less what you think because you just said some Hollywood magic. Wilder apparently, he edited a video.
I'm winning. I'm
Man,
I'm winning. See,
I'm trying to get you to hang yourself. I'm trying to get you to hang yourself further. So keep talking, man.
But I tell you this,
keep talking.
Fury, you got it. Oh, okay. Let's just say this.
Let me say, hold on. Ricky Hatton said he had to pull up his gloves. Yeah, he had to pull up his gloves downward. How you pull up someone's gloves by going downwards? If I'm gonna pull up your gloves, I'm gonna go up. Ricky Hatton literally pulled up his gloves going downwards. That's called pulling down his gloves, not pulling them up. You know what I mean? So obviously that's what he's gonna say. Ricky Hatton's explanation of the glove bending in 90 degrees was the glove was loose. So Decaf, hey, talk to me, man. So now I'm trying to hear more of you. You know what I'm saying? So explain to me, how could we see Tyson Fury? Because I already tapped you out when it comes to the glove bending in 90 degrees. You tapped out on some Conor McGregor.
No.
So when it comes to the next thing, how is the glove bending? Excuse me. How can we see Tyson Fury bare knuckles on the right gloves?
that was Photoshop. Or put like this. Okay, even if he did cheat, okay, even if the gloves, the padding was in all different directions, what does that have to do with Deontay Wilder's defense and not being hit? Why is he letting Tyson Fury hit him?
So if Wilder is that, if you feel like Wilder can't box like that, why does Tyson Fury have to cheat to beat him? So
he didn't cheat.
So you acknowledge, you acknowledge Tyson Fury tampered with his right gloves.
No, I said even if he did do that.
Explain why. Okay, explain why. Explain why the right glove is clearly tampered with. You know, why could we see his bare knuckles? Like we could see his knuckles. We could see his knuckles printed on the glove. Like we could see his right knuckles printed on the glove. Literally all four. So explain that.
I can't explain that, but you explain. Why did Deontay Wilder say, okay,
you can't. So you don't have the answers. So you hold on. You tapping out again? Don't tap out, man. You tapping out too many times, brother. You tapping out too many times, man. You know, we don't accept Conor McGregor's.
I know boxing.
You don't.
I know boxing.
You don't know shit about boxing. You better not.
Shit. But man, like I said, your answers amazed me, man. But I would love. I mean, like I said before. You know, you hanged yourself with your own hands. I just gave you the ropes and you jumped and hanged yourself because you down tapped out, giving silly, explanations that logically makes no sense. That logically made no sense. But I appreciate it, Decaf. I really had a great conversation with you. You know, last thing, how you explain Tyson Fury denting Deontay Wilder head? How's that physically possible?
That was the fury of Tyson. That's how I explain that.
How's the what?
The fury of Tyson.
Name me any fighter in history. Name me fighter in history that dented his opponent head.
Holyfield with Raheem. No, not Holyfield.
Quit
I can't think of no one right now.
Okay,
but I'm quite sure it didn't happen.
Thank you. So it's not physically possible because the human's knuckle will break before denting someone's skull. You know what I mean? So, like I said, man, you keep tapping out, man. You don't got the answers.
How do you know that? How do you know? What makes you think? How do you know Deontay Wilder ain't have someone in his corner do that?
Wilder dented his own head?
How do you?
What?
Yeah.
Man, hey,
I
appreciate talking with you. That's just another body on the record. Like I said, the camera just died on me. So make sure you guys in the comment section, I'm gonna leave the merch, you know, like I said, the videos in which I want you guys to share tomorrow in order to win merch, in which I'm gonna send it to you guys. So with that being said, I appreciate the love and support, and to be continued on the next episode of AKHi TV.
ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Hold it, you're not that pretty. I'm a bad man. Wait. I shook up the wall. I shook up the wall. I shook up the wall.
I bear witness, there's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. That's what I said, Larry, on the bungle fight. Thanking you.
They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.